Hello, welcome to Spy Money. Another day, another win for the Sniper Auto Trading Bot. What a great day. I started this off, I had her doing 2 contracts by accident, which actually I'm kind of glad I did because it was a loser. And then I went ahead and turned it back, turned it off, turned it to 8 contracts and turned it back on. And here was the first trade that it took. 8 contracts there, so we're up $4,205 today. So we had a loser, a winner, and a winner. 8 contracts is $8,000. Half of that is $4,000. And look right here, $4,205. Shut it off. Go about your day. And look right here. This was another winner right here. Here, well, it depends on where you would enter. It probably would have gotten in about right there. So that would have been a loser there. And right here's another winner. Right here's a winner. And right here is, this one right here would have been a loser. So there are losers. It's not a 100% win rate. What we're looking for is to hit our 50% goal and quit. We're not looking to, get in like today. We don't want to get in right here and just hold it forever. We just want to scalp through here. We want to scalp, try to get our 10 points every time, and once we get that, then we quit. We're only looking for about 25 points a day is all we're looking at in order to get our goal. And we got that. With 8 contracts running like this, we had to let it get one more trade in order to get our goal, only because we lost this right here, which I'm actually glad that it was only 2 contracts. And when this took this long, I really didn't think it was going to be able to get the win anyway. But if it hadn't have stopped out, it stopped out by 4 points. And then it went right up and it hit our goal. We would have, if it hadn't have pulled back just a little bit, it would have been a winner. But you never know. The market just moves the way it wants to move. But I knew that it would probably stay along my level. When you look at these, I explained this on the webinars, the magenta levels are my personal levels. So whenever I find levels, I put them on my server, and this indicator pulls them from my server. These will change, as I find different levels and such, and they will change. But look at that right there. It pulled down to it. We sold off all the way right to my level. Started going through, come back up to it, come down, almost hit my level down here. It almost hit it. And come right back up and started playing around my other level here. So my levels work. And the people in our Discord using them and stuff, they trade right to them. They just work very well. But the Sniper Bot is a big winner for me. And I'm going to show you something else here. So I traded my Apex accounts too, and right here they are. They're evaluation accounts. It's not real money. But I traded it using the bot today, $6,375. Of course, Apex doesn't allow untouched bots. They don't want you running them all the time, like overnight while you sleep or whatever. But if you're there managing them, they allow the bots. So that's how my bot is. We turn it on, we adjust as necessary, we can close it out, we can move our stops, move our take profits, turn it on, turn it off, and so forth. So that is what Apex is looking for. They don't want someone to turn a bot on at night at the opening session, go to work, go to bed or whatever, and just let it run. That's what they don't want. So when you're running these bots on Apex, you need to be there watching it, and you need to be controlling it, and that's what they want. So I get that question a lot. So Daryl with Apex, the owner of Apex, as long as you are there controlling it and so forth, he is fine with that. So according to their rules, that's what it states. So they're mainly looking for people not to use high frequency trading bots where they just scalp a few pennies at a time or something like that. That's what they do not want. But a bot that just enters your strategy that you have, which is what we have with the Sniper, and then you controlling the bot itself, they're fine with that. So I get that question a lot. There's some trading or some prop firms out there that don't allow bots at all, and that's between you and them. I personally think that the only thing we're doing is allowing the bot to enter where we want. We're adjusting the settings according to what we want. So I don't see a problem with running bots on it. So I get that question a lot, but that is between you and the prop firm. That is the only thing I do is apply the bot. It works. It does a great job, and makes me money every day. So far, I have not had a losing day in probably 2 months. It's actually doing very well, and as long as you're doing that, then you should be fine. That's not to say your drawdown won't be down there. I mean, I think the most drawdown I've had is about $600 a contract. That's about the most drawdown I've had. Now, sometimes when the bot is trading not so great, you have to pause it, turn it off, and then wait for the market to start moving again. Then when you turn it on, it will pull itself out. So there is some things that you have to do, and that's why I was saying earlier about with the running bots on prop accounts, they just don't want you running a bot and staying on the whole time and not touching it. So we are controlling our bot. We are looking at the market to make sure that we can trade there. Now, what I have found is if we turn it on around 9:40, 9:45, somewhere through there, and then let it run, we can usually scalp out what we want. So this bot, the first trade was 9:46, and the last exit was 9:52. So in 6 minutes, we had our $4,200, and we're done. So that's all you have to do with it. We did a webinar last night, and I'll probably do another one. I might just watch YouTube, and also, if you want, do this right here. Go to my website, spymoneyllc.com. Put your first name, last name, email address, subscribe, and you're going to get an email. Make sure that you check your spam and so forth, and make sure it's not there. If it is in your spam, what you want to do is go ahead and put a filter to where anything at spymoneyllc.com will not go to your spam. It'll go to your inbox. So sometimes it'll go there. But once you go there and get your email, you'll have to opt in to receive this. If you don't opt in, you won't get them. As soon as I put the webinars out there, I send out an email with a link for it. I no longer put the link on the website. I want to make sure who's getting it and so forth. Once you get that, then you go ahead and register for it and log in whenever it's time to do it. You get a notification about an hour beforehand. And I will probably go ahead and run a training again tonight. I might go ahead and do that. I did a newbies training last night for all the new people that's come in, and really no one had any questions. Everything in the on the website is pretty straightforward, and it's very simple, to the point. It gets you going. Most people can get started the same day trading live accounts. It's not real hard. So let me know if you have any questions on that. Also, if you look at this little spreadsheet that I made, one contract, if you trade one contract and you go one trade a day, that's about $48,000 a year. And then if you do two contracts, we're just looking for one, profitable trade, no losers. And if you did 5 contracts, there's $1,000. There's $240 a year. So about $250,000 a year, making $1,000. $4,000 is going to be about $1 million a year. It's a lot of money. So once you get started, then you can go ahead and start posting those profits and so forth. Just like with us, just using this right here. With using the Apex, that's $6,375, only making about $1,200 an account, $1,300. So you get 5 accounts, or you get 10, or you get 20, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and buy some more. They just put a 80% off today, and what you want to do is go up here to the prop firms. When you go there, it's going to open up and it's going to give you a link to get to the Apex. So click on right here. You're going to use the code SPYMONEY, this one right here, SPYMONEY, just like that. Use that. That's going to get you your best deal that they have to offer. Right now it's 80% off. I would recommend that you go ahead and buy $150,000 account. So let's go ahead and go in here, and we're going to look at products, and you're going to do rhythmic. It's what you're going to do, and you're going to scroll down and hit the 150K account. Once you do that, you're going to go ahead, of course I'm already logged in, but you're going to go ahead and put all your information in right here. Once you put all that information in right here, you're going to type in and do that. Do not click this agree. Do not click that. Just put in SPY money, come down here, read all through that, check this right here, click next after you put all your information up here. One thing that they want you to do is make sure that you use your correct information that you have on your driver's license. That's what they want. If you don't have that, then it causes problems for them. If you have a company that you want to trade, like an LLC or corporation, or like me with the trust account, what you want to do is put in the first and last name, or the first name would be whatever company name is. So it would be Brad Sanford Company Inc. And then down here I would put Brad Sanford. So if you called it like I don't know, Winning Corporation, and then right here you would put Brad Sanford, your name, first and last name, and that way it's good for them. That's how you do that when you're doing a company. A lot of people don't understand that. They're wanting to add whatever, but put your company name on the first name, put your full name on the last name, and then put all that information in, and that's how you get started with it. 80% off. Do the rhythmic. Apex works perfect on our platform. We don't have any issues with it. Occasionally, like we run a positions tab, and it will show everything here. And occasionally, I mean very seldom does this happen, is some of them won't close out. And it's usually when there's something to do with news or high volume or something like that. But you can just click close all right here. And we also run our rhythmic trader to make sure that we are good there. So, just making sure that everything is kosher and all closed out. You always want to check that. When you're trading, things happen. But it does a really good job. So, Apex, I do highly recommend the $150,000 account. That gives you a $5,000 drawdown and allows you a little extra room. But if you have any questions or anything, let me know. You can come up to the top of the website and go right here to contact us. You click on that, put in your first name, last name, all that, and put your questions in there, and we will help you best we can. You can also go into the lease program if you have questions about everything. Now, I might change this, but the questions go right on down here. So these are frequently asked questions that I get from people. Read through this. Most of your questions will be answered right there. And of course, to get started with SPY money, you will go to lease program, $1,070 for the first month. The $70 is for the Quantar platform. That's what that is. And then $1,370 thereafter. So it's about $65 a day to lease the platform and the SPY money products. So it actually works out pretty good for you. It's actually cheap business to get in because it's easy to make a few $100s a day. And then, so you only need $65 to cover your expenses, and then after that is all profit. You can watch this. It explains a little bit about how the strategy works. And if you want to get signed up, what you want to do is you want to read through these 14 items. Once you read through these 14 items, and if you agree to them, then you want to copy it and send it to me. So you want to start up here and copy all the way down to here, and right click copy, come up to the contact us, put in first name, last name, email, phone number, right click and paste into here. This creates a binding contract between us. That means that you have read all of the information that in those 14 items and that you agreed to it. That's the main thing. I want everybody to make sure that they understand what is what. I don't want you to join and then say, well, I didn't know that. So this is the way that I've got you to make sure that you read it and you understand it before you spend money. The last thing I want you to do is spend money and then say, I didn't know that. If I'd have known that, I wouldn't have done it. and I want to make sure that you understand that. If you have any questions, let me know. I'd love to help you get started. We can get you started today. The day's not over. It's still trading. There's still money to be made. We're in longs right here. It's just going to keep going up. I ended up selling some SPY puts I bought on July the 27th, and I sold them today for 63% profit. I posted those puts on July 27th for everybody else to know what I did. So I only put like $3,300 in it, and I ended up making just over $2,000 on them in just a matter of a week. So July 27th is when I bought them, and I sold them today. I sold them right here when it come down to there and bounced up, and I saw this right here and it pulled back. I sold them right here, and now it's going up. Once it goes up a good bit, it'll probably come back up into this area here, and then I might go ahead and buy them again. I'm not sure, but I think the market's going to probably go down to about 21,000 on NQ. That's where I think it's headed. But if you have any questions, let me know. Let's get you started today. We've got new people coming in that are making money the very first day they sign up, so it's doing very well. One guy ran 5 contracts today on MNQ. He made, after commissions, $222, and he shut the bot off. Actually, the bot shut itself off because of the news. He had the news filter turned on, and when the news come in, it shut itself off. But he's done for the day. He hit his 50% goal. He's done. He signed up yesterday. He made $122 yesterday. He made $222 today, and we've got another person that made $197 on 1 micro yesterday, just letting the bot do its thing. So it's working real well. Let's get you started today. Love to see you join. Spend the weekend going over everything, looking at it, and come Monday, be trading. Have a great weekend.